Welcome to my cockpit. I'm your host and narrator, Captain Tobias Steele. Relax with me as I take you on a sensual and exciting voyage across the galaxy. Unleash your science fiction fantasies with these action-packed tales featuring mature and provocative adventures. Viewer discretion is advised. The History of the Darkstar Commandos, Story 1. In the year 3800, the war between Earth and Xeondrax had been raging for over 280 years. What had begun as a territorial dispute over habitable exoplanets had spiraled into an all-consuming struggle for dominance. Humanity, despite its resilience, found itself on the losing side, shedding colonies, trade routes, and military strongholds at an alarming rate. The Xeondraxians pushed deeper into human-controlled space, their sheer brute force overwhelming every countermeasure Earth deployed. With desperation mounting, Earth's Union Military Council authorized an extreme measure, the activation of a restricted super soldier program. It was a gamble on the future of the human species, a final, desperate effort to shift the tide of war. The program was known as Project Chimera. New Nigeria, Africa. Edson Research Facility. Earth's largest and most clandestine bioengineering lab had been the birthplace of countless genetic advancements. Here, military and medical scientists toiled away in secrecy, their goal singular: to create warriors capable of surviving and thriving where normal humans would perish. The failures of past augmentation projects were well documented. Cybernetics had limits. Genetic enhancements failed to withstand the rigors of deep space, and the dream of natural human adaptability across the harshest environments had fizzled. But with the advent of the Chimera program, the possibilities seemed limitless. The inspiration for the name came from Greek mythology. The chimera refers to a creature with the body of a lion, the head of a goat on its back, and a snake for a tail, making it a hybrid. Earth scientists, however, turned that legend into reality. The program began by harvesting hundreds of thousands of male skin samples from across Africa and the Middle East, seeking the most resilient genetic markers. Through accelerated in vitro gametogenesis, AIVG, those skin cells were reprogrammed into pluripotent stem cells, capable of developing into any type of cell in the body. Those cells were then guided to form into eggs or sperm. The process did not stop at traditional augmentation. Instead, the scientists utilized tetragrammatic chimerism, fusing 3 fertilized embryos into a single genetic entity. Each soldier would be a living amalgamation of 6 distinct DNA sequences, an unprecedented step in bioengineering. Over 10,000 unique soldiers were created in the first wave. Their development was accelerated in artificial cocoons, designed to optimize muscle growth, bone density, and neurological advancement at an astonishing rate. Within 10 years after emergence, these beings, though still maturing, were already the size of fully grown human males. Each soldier was granted the opportunity to select his own name, a deliberate choice made by Earth's military psychologists to instill a genuine sense of identity, individuality, and personal pride. Recognizing the significant psychological challenges faced by beings without traditional human origins, Earth's Union Military Council made transparency a cornerstone of Project Chimera. From the earliest stages of cognitive training, the soldiers were taught openly and honestly about every detail of their creation. From the initial harvesting of genetic material to the meticulous fusion of embryos, and finally their accelerated maturation within specialized artificial cocoons. Earth wanted its warriors to fully understand their origins. No secrets would cloud their perception of who they were or how they had come to exist. The intention was to eliminate confusion and uncertainty, fostering trust and loyalty between humanity and these extraordinary individuals. Throughout their rigorous training, instructors continuously reinforced a critical truth. Despite their unconventional births and genetic enhancements, the Chimera soldiers were unquestionably human. They were created directly from humanity's own genetic legacy, and thus carried within them humanity's spirit and potential. Their instructors emphasized compassionately yet firmly that, though their origins differed greatly from typical human reproduction, each soldier was as much a child of Earth as any naturally born individual. Moreover, their instructors made certain that each warrior understood just how deeply humanity cherished and respected them. They were constantly reminded that their sacrifices and bravery did not go unnoticed, that Earth revered them not as mere creations or weapons, but as beloved sons, vital members of humanity's collective family. This messaging became central to the soldiers' identities, imprinted permanently within their consciousness. Empowered by this sense of belonging and self-awareness, the Chimera soldiers took pride in their chosen names, each unique and deeply personal. United by their shared heritage, yet celebrated for their individuality, they embraced their roles as humanity's ultimate defenders, proud warriors forged by human ingenuity, strengthened by clarity of purpose, and bound by loyalty to Earth. At 20 years, the Chimera soldiers reached full physical capacity. The results were staggering. Towering at an average of 8 feet tall and weighing over 450 pounds, they were the very embodiment of power, behemoths of muscle and raw masculinity. Their wide frames, sculpted through rapid gene expression and biomechanical enhancement, exuded both grace and overwhelming strength. Despite their monstrous physiques, physical power alone would not be enough. Their training was relentless. Due to their accelerated growth, their preparation started early. Tactical operational training had them master piloting an array of space vessels to mastering every firearm and melee weapon designed by Earth's military-industrial complex. They became the ultimate warriors. They underwent grueling orbital combat drills around Mars and Io, engaging in high-G endurance training that would have shattered an unaugmented human's bones. They performed deep space warfare simulation and close combat asteroid belt training. They executed dropship deployments in dense gravity environments with low atmospheres. They were taught the history and importance of the Galactic Alliance. They were taught the art of diplomacy with a deep understanding of psychology and ethics, as these were also a pivotal role in their training. The scientists and sergeants soon observed a unique and intriguing aspect emerging among the soldiers: their unexpected Theban nature. Just as the ancient warriors of Thebes had forged powerful emotional bonds rooted in loyalty, brotherhood, and admiration, the super soldiers formed similarly intense connections with their peers. The fierce training, combined with shared origins and a collective sense of purpose, forged relationships that transcended ordinary camaraderie, becoming profound unions rooted in mutual respect and physical intimacy. These devoted friendships became central to their emotional well-being and combat efficiency, creating powerful clans within the ranks. Whether engaged in relentless physical competition during intense training sessions or sharing moments of quiet contemplation afterward, their interactions carried subtle but undeniable traces of homoerotic tension. The soldiers embraced these feelings openly, unburdened as their creators encouraged authenticity and emotional depth. The physical and mental closeness between tens of thousands of enhanced warriors created an atmosphere where strength, trust, and sensuality intertwined seamlessly. Their lifespans remained uncertain, although early scientific estimations suggested a remarkable longevity of approximately 2 to 3 centuries, an eternity when measured in terms of war. With these profound bonds expected to sustain them emotionally across centuries of potential conflict, Their connections became a critical asset. They were more than mere soldiers. They were warriors whose identities, longevity, and very purpose were anchored in their deep brotherhood. As groups of soldiers excelled with ruthless offenses against Xeondrax's forces, Earth scientists perfected their regulated cloning defense protocols. The highest performing soldiers, those who exhibited superior combat instincts, hyper-heightened reflexes, speed, or psychic resilience, were selected for replication. These elite warriors became the progenitors of clone clans. While each soldier was slightly different, they shared a near-identical genetic structure with their originator, who served as the clan leader. With their numbers swelling, Earth had to construct new fleets to accommodate these titanic soldiers, as standard vessels were insufficient to house their massive forms. Before their first official deployment, Earth needed a public-facing name so the galaxy could know what to call its new heroes. Thus, Project Chimera was formally unveiled as Earth's Darkstar Commandos. The proving grounds of the Darkstar Commandos came on Lobos 52, a mineral-rich moon in the K-band system. Beneath its surface lay Tregonite, a key component in the advancement of interactive holographic technology. For months, the Xeondraxians had entrenched themselves on the northern side of the moon. The Xeondraxians, hulking juggernauts standing over 12 feet tall when fully erect. Their thick frames consisted of large protective plate ridges covering their posteriors, rendering them nearly impervious to small arms fire. Even though they lumbered with a hunched posture, they were nonetheless imposing and ferocious. When the Darkstar Commandos arrived on the moon's battlefield, it erupted in mayhem. The initial gunfight was brutal, arms fire barely slowing the Xeondraxians, their shields absorbing the kinetic pulses. It became a test of pure might, the two sides clashing like gods of war. The commandos overwhelmed the Xeondraxians, moving through the battlefield with deadly agility. The Xeondraxians were caught off guard by the soldiers' speed and power. In close-quarters combat, the Darkstar Commandos sent Xeondraxian soldiers flying into their own massive terrestrial war tanks. Explosions ripped through the battlefield as commando demolition units breached the Xeondraxians' command center. With precision and raw fury, Earth's commandos stormed the base, tearing through defenses with relentless efficiency. Key structures collapsed, fire engulfing the Xeondraxian stronghold. In a final, thunderous detonation, the military base was reduced to rubble, signaling the commandos' overwhelming victory. Lobos 52 was now under Earth's control. When the dust settled, Earth's titans stood victorious, drenched in the blood of their enemies, their strength and training proven. Within 85 years, Earth's Darkstar Commandos numbered in the hundreds of thousands, their presence becoming an overwhelming force that gradually restored stability and security to previously devastated colonies. Their relentless campaigns helped humanity reclaim territories once thought irretrievably lost to raiders, re-establishing vital trade routes and ensuring safer passage for civilian vessels navigating contested regions. As their ranks expanded further, their influence extended beyond mere military might. The Darkstar Commandos became respected, sought after security details to Galactic Alliance ambassadors, mediators, and peacekeepers. Their combined physical prowess and diplomatic skills stabilized entire sectors, enabling humanity to reclaim 60% of its lost territories. Then came the Battle of Antareous Prime, a conflict of unprecedented scale and ferocity. The battle exacted a catastrophic toll so devastating that entire fleets were annihilated and hundreds of thousands perished. The end of Story 1. Please feel free to leave a comment, like, or subscribe. It helps share this story with other science fiction listeners. To view Story 2, The Battle of Antareous Prime, click the thumbnail on the screen or visit the playlist.